Hey guys, it's Brian with Frostbite Off-Road, and today we're doing something pretty cool on the Jeep. We're getting it re-geared. We're out in my buddy Adam's shop, prepped Overland, and we're putting some 5.13's in the Jeep. Let's go ahead and check it out. Alright guys, so first order of business was to go ahead and tear the axles down. We all hopped on this and we got it done in less than an hour. Got the front and the rear all stripped down and ready to go ahead and put the stuff on the bench. We're going to go ahead and start taking the carriers apart and getting the old ring gear off and getting it ready. While the guys are doing that, I'm going to go ahead and run my locker harness. This is going to be a Mopar locker harness you can get for these Rubicon axles. I ran it up through the back here, through that little cargo area, and then off down the driver's side, kind of into the footwell. That's going to be where my LasFit wiring harness is, so we can go ahead and wire up those locker buttons that we have. This is how Adam likes to run his ARB lines when he's setting those up for customers. I think it is a great way to do this, and it's nice and clean.
That way we can, you don't have to sit here, because you end up, what happens, you end up doing this anyways, because you end up grabbing the collar, because you can't, if you get there's some out there that are thin, real thin, that can squeeze up in here, but what happens is then you end up ripping this off, so you have to do this anyway, so I just, and then you got to be really careful too, because when that happens, you pull it up, and then the BBs can fall down in here, so what I do is I just cut the case in half, and they fall to the side, and then that way I know there's nothing inside there, so.
Yeah, it keeps it clean.
Yeah.
Nice.
Give a little tap that Aru and then she's off. Yeah, you gotta be careful. That's why I use this because it's not as powerful as like an air die grinder, and it's not shooting all over the place.
So you're not like blowing through it.
Yeah. Just get them nice and warm. You don't want to use a real torch either, because it will get it way too hot. You're just pretty much melting this Loctite. These things are like torqued down. I want to say it's like a crazy amount. That should
50 or something like that.
And the reason why you don't want to do it just on the bolt is because you want this to expand.
Yeah.
And then you're melting the Loctite. See, because if you try to do it like this, you're not getting it off.
Get it off. Yeah.
So you just heat them up and they come right off. It's more time consuming, but it's right.
Yeah, better than messing with the bolt.
Yeah, exactly. What I'm gonna do is have a bunch of grinding, slag all over.
Guys, I thought it was pretty cool that Adam took the time to go ahead and show me the process of tearing down the old carrier. They're super organized there, and they lay everything out on the bench. It's pretty cool to see this whole process.
So, yeah, there we go.
Yeah, Spicer
kids
and Sierra.
Yeah. So they are all Koya, so the nice thing about it is there's all pre-shims.
Oh, okay.
Everything in there.
I'm all vacuum sealed.
Yeah, I don't buy the master kit with like an abundance of shims, because I have so many.
You have a lot, yeah.
And then it ends up accumulating them. And then you got your crush sleeve. You know, that thing.
That thing that I crushed?
Yeah. You'll see. Yeah, it'd be cool to actually have you see the process, the way we do it, because we drive it in and we just, you'll feel it bottom out.
Yeah.
And then you stop, and then I made a tool specifically for the JL JK.
Yeah, you're saying like a breaker bar thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can get it to work down.
Okay. This is a 44 Vantec front. That's nice because they actually tell you front and rear, Yeah. Give you all the detail.
Cool.
Oh, get that knife again. So just kind of make sure
sure it's the 513.
Yeah, it doesn't have any issues. Okay, that looks good. So we've got times 25. We got so you'll have your initials, and you see how that's zeroed out.
Yeah.
It's 0.03. So rule of thumb is if this is 0.03, right?
Yeah.
And then that one said 0.03. Or use the same shims.
Oh, okay.
But I've never had it actually work out like that. But usually you run the factory shimming, and it's close, you know.
Nice.
I've had them when they're zeroed out and you get a 0 to 0. That's when it makes it real easy.
Yeah. Well, that was one of the nice things about Spicer I've heard is
it's always really close.
They're easier to set up. Okay, with that, guys, let's go ahead and start getting our gears ready. We're going to throw them in the warmer here. That way it slides on the carrier easier and you're not sucking them down with bolts. It's a little trick he likes to do, and it definitely helps with the setup. Let's go ahead and take a look at the new pinions here. There's the factory one, and there's the new 513. Yeah, so that popped right on there then. Yeah, no, that way you're not banging it on, huh?
Yeah, you just gotta find the hole.
Yeah, when it pulls off, it'll be on there real good. So guys, when Adam was going ahead and working on the new ring gear, he took a look inside the locker and he noticed something definitely strange. Looks like we have a broken locker. So that center pin you can see is sheared right in half. So I had to go ahead and scramble. We found one axle in Oregon that was a complete crate axle from the dealership. So we went ahead and grabbed it and ran it back to the shop. We're gonna go ahead and pull out that good locker and put it into my trust axle. I'm gonna drop it off here with the guys, and they're gonna go ahead and get me taken care of. Oh, that's good. It looks kind of milky though, huh?
It's gonna have a little moisture.
Yeah.
When it hasn't been stirred up.
We're gonna push the pinion. We're gonna bring the pinion in just a little bit because that will actually loosen up our backspace too.
So we went ahead and left the Jeep with Adam and the guys over at Prepped Overland. They went ahead and swapped over that new locker, got it in the Jeep, and got my gears all set up and done that same day. So we were ready to roll. Came and picked it up the next morning. All I had to do is go ahead and reset the gears on the computer, changed it to 5.13's. I used that AV ProCal, and you just change it on the infotainment system, and then you're ready to go. Guys did a great job. I don't have any funny noises, no whining, anything like that, no leaking. Gears look great. Did go ahead and change out the gear oil at 500 miles and everything looks perfect. So they did a great job over there at Prepped Overland. I'll leave their info down below if you guys want to check them out. Let them know I sent you and they'll hook it up with some gears. Alright guys, go ahead and like and subscribe. I can't wait to get these new 5.13's out on the trail, so you won't want to miss it. Leave a comment down below and we'll see you on the next one. Thanks guys.